Hello, hi, I'm Crystal, and thank you so much for joining us on Warrenist Live, where we celebrate the art, culture, lifestyle, and people of Warren County, North Carolina. Now, before we get started, you already know what to do. Like, comment, share with your friends, let people know about all the wonderful things that are happening in our community. So, just in case you didn't know, or if you hadn't noticed, Norlina is growing by leaps and bounds, and our guests today are contributing in a major way. So Demetrius and LaTonya Andrews Hunter are the visionaries behind Peanut and Zelb's produce market, a new store coming to Warren County. Their soft opening is this Saturday, March 25th from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. and is located at 137 Heiko Street in Norlina. So I'm always excited to hear about new businesses, and that's what they're going to do today. They're going to let us know about all the wonderful things that they're up to. So welcome to the show. I greatly appreciate you coming by. How are you?
Thank you so much. Great. Thank you
Doing
so
good, doing
much.
well. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for having us, Crystal, the Warrenist.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So let's start off by just, sharing who are you? Like they say, or they ask like who your people. So just give us like a quick bio, like, who you are, and we'd love to know more about you.
Well, I am LaTonya Andrews Hunter. I am a veteran mom, wife, and I am originally from Raleigh, North Carolina, but I spent most of my summers, weekends, afternoons, everything right here in Warren County. My family, of course, Andrews. Also, some Holloways and some Williams and some everybody's kind of all mixed up in there. Some familiar names. I'm sure that some of those last names ring a bell to some of our listeners out there, but maybe some kin to some of them as well. um, and this is my husband, Demetrius. You want to?
Yeah, I'm Demetrius Hunter. I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina, a new native to Norlina. I'm glad to be and honored to be in the presence of the Warrenist on this live and background of Johnston County and Wake County.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So, and you don't have to share if you don't want to, but I do love a good love story. So, can you say or share how you two met?
I can give a little bit of my version, but I always say that his version, which isn't the truth, that's never the truth. So we met during I would say we officially kind of met and kind of took interest in each other a little bit during the pandemic. We had known each other prior to that, but during the pandemic, we were all locked in and not doing much or going anywhere. But of course, he had a store in Raleigh at the time, and he still does. We have the Black Farmers Hub in Raleigh, which is a small grocery store as well. And I was on lockdown, and pretty much the only place I was going was to get food. So I kind of made. Do you have something to say? I kind of made, his store one of the places that I allowed myself to go to during the lockdown, and from there we kind of just blossomed and grew. But yeah, I kind of noticed him first. So yeah.
Okay.
That's her story, and she's going to stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I'll let that go.
I got you. Okay, so from my understanding, you are both fifth generation farmers. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yes.
correct.
Okay, so was it something
Yes.
that you knew you wanted to do, or was it just bestowed upon you? How did that come to be? How
I
did you
would say
become
for
farmers?
myself,
Share your insight on being a Black farmer, a female farmer. I just want to hear it all.
I would say for myself, absolutely not. I did not see myself farming at all. I can say that even though I was in the military, I did a lot of running and outside stuff. I just never really saw myself as a farmer. But there was something about my family land that kind of just always stuck with me. It was, the place that we would go for healthy food, the place where we would go for love, the place that we would go for, everything was my grandparents' farm, which was originally my great grandmother's farm. And I was given the opportunity once I got out of the military to purchase the farm. And so I was like, I guess, didn't really know what to do, how to do, but quickly it kind of stuck with me. And I was like, I need to do this. Otherwise, the family farm could have been sold to someone else. So I took that as a challenge and a mission to kind of bring things back and keep it going. So here I am. And for Demetrius, your story is a little different.
I grew up, wanting to be a history major and also industrial labor, human resources. That was my field. But I started working with my dad, and I did work with my dad for about 15 years, aggregating and delivering produce to the senior citizens of Wake County. He retired, and there was a major food crisis or food insecure situation in Raleigh, North Carolina, where I grew up at. In my community, we lost 2 grocery stores. With those 2 grocery stores that shut down, I guess I sprung into action and kind of modeled what my father did and started delivering produce. And I partnered with Wake County to expand my routes, and the rest is history. We just kept growing and doing great things in the community. So we kind of settled here with LaTonya and the farm, and we're here.
Yeah, I think it was kind of like, I guess you would call it like a perfect marriage of both of our
Absolutely.
backgrounds and goals. So it's been good. It's been a good journey, kind of putting those two together.
And I would say also, as I said, I'm a history guy, and when I read about my great grandmother losing 39 acres, that really sparked the interest for me into getting into farming and to keep our legacy going. So I guess that was where I really wanted to take off into the farming and ag industry.
That's awesome. Just to hear about your history and how your common interest and your just ancestry just brought you all together to create this wonderful project that we're getting ready to talk about in a minute. But also just Demetrius, if you could speak on the news conference that you were a part of, I believe it was yesterday or day before yesterday. If you could share about that.
Yeah. Yes. So there has been a lot of conversation amongst Black farmers throughout the state of North Carolina. I have been partaking in 2 sessions with Black farmers around the Wake County. And then we'll have one here in April the 8th in Warren County. But a lot of barriers that our Black farmers have had in the past and is still going on. What we're seeing now is called hands down, kind of like hand down funding. Not getting into the Black farmers' pockets, is basically going to another organization of not of color, and then they hand it out to the Black farmers, which puts a strain on the Black farmer when they have growing seasons and they're really ready to start harvesting and delivering their produce. They have to wait on another organization to fulfill the funding that they have already received, which it should have already went into the Black farmer's hand directly. So the challenge that we're seeing is, how do we go about ensuring that the Black farmer is at the table when the funding is coming down? We are good fiscal agents. We're responsible, accountable for our funding. But I don't think the federal government and the state government sees it that way. So they give funds to other organizations to handle our funds. which is not equity when it comes down to reality. When you're dealing in this type of situation, equity should be given to the person who had inequities. So that's our fight.
All right, and even with all those challenges, that really says a lot about farmers who still push through, do everything they can to provide for the community. So it definitely says a lot about farmers, their work ethic. Of course, you have amazing work ethics anyway, but just seeing what you all do, and they always say, thank a farmer. If you ate today, thank a farmer. So of course I grew up today, so I appreciate you both. But
same.
but I hear about these different terms, and one that was brought up earlier was about food insecurity. And we know that's a major problem in Warren County. So what I would like is if you can explain what that is, and how does the Black Farmers Hub and the Soul City Farm and soon Peanut and Zelb's produce market fit into that picture?
I would say food insecurity could have a number of factors. One is access, being by vehicle, and how far in a distance. The USDA has said or stated that they consider this is a food insecure area if there's not a bus line or a grocery store within a certain mile radius. They will consider that food insecure. And then the shortage of grocery stores, like if there's very minimum of grocery stores in the area, especially in rural or urban settings. I believe in rural areas is 10-mile radius. They call that a food insecure space. And one of the things that we did our research is that the population is about 19,000 here in Warren County, and there's only 2 grocery stores in this county.
Yeah,
2 major grocery stores.
And the reality is, it's not neither are very accessible to most people in the community, because there is no public transportation per se, as you would see in in Wake County and Durham. So very hard to reach food. I mean, if you think about food has a bearing on nearly everything that we do from the time that we are born and brought into this world. So it affects our health, it affects our mental ability, it affects children's ability to learn. And so with our businesses and even our nonprofit, we are just basically on the fight to provide food access in areas that are lacking the basics of food and nutritious options. So in Southeast Raleigh, we have the nonprofit as well as Black Farmers Hub. And in that area, you would think of Raleigh as like a sprawling place. It's so many options of food, but where our store is located, there's no food options for fresh food within that radius. Pretty much we're it, because we've lost so many grocery stores in that area. Yeah. And so when we got here, it struck a chord with us, like, wow, we're experiencing along with everyone else, right?
Right.
So, with that being said, that struck a chord with us, like, we need to do something here as well, because food access is pretty low.
Yeah, I would say, Black Farmers Hub actually, was built upon the area. It's a major sacrifice putting a store location in a food desert or a food insecure place, because it's hard to get people to eat healthy once they have had food that was, by the convenience stores or restaurants that are, fast food restaurants that don't have healthy food choices or healthy food options. So you look at bringing in fresh collard greens and fresh, spinach to a place that gets, Bojangles, not calling out any names, but they want to go and grab something and keep going. So to have healthy food options, it's like, how do you do this? How do you ensure that you stay sustainable and survive during, pandemics and other situations. How do you survive this? So putting a store location in a food desert or food insecure area is a very difficult situation. It's a daunting task because you have to get the support. So within that being said, Norlina, Warren County, we need your support. Come out Saturday, 1 to 5,
1 to 6,
1 to 6. Sorry, and we want to show you a good time and ensure that you see all the quality foods that we have for you.
And then you mentioned opening this Saturday. Tell us again where the name originates. And I hope I said it right. I hope I didn't mispronounce.
Yeah. No. So Peanut and Zelb's produce market came from Peanut. That was my late mother's name. Her nickname. Her name was Carolyn Peanut. A lot of people here know her as Peanut. Absolutely nothing else. Like I can go to the store and they're like, "You're Peanut's daughter, aren't you?" And Zelb is Demetrius's late father's name. And so my mother, she was such a loving and caring woman, and she often would feed children in the community. She would make sure people had safe places. She was an educator, and she often sacrificed a lot of her time to the community and giving back to the community. So I thought it was fitting, especially since this is Norlina is her hometown, to name the store after her. And for Demetrius, it was certainly fitting for us to name it after his father as well, because he is, he started, aggregating food and bringing food from Johnston County, North Carolina, all the way to Wake County on nothing but a mule and cart. So, this has been, a life story of his, and we hope to continue to carry out their legacy within the community.
Okay. And then you already explained why, you opened in Norlina, because you could have went, with the success of Black Farmers Hub, you could have went and opened another one in Raleigh or in Durham, but I'm thankful you're opening here in Norlina, because we definitely need it. We have the farmers market that's only open, a few months out of the year, and then one grocery store within a certain, mile radius. It's not enough. It's definitely not enough. So, but again, I want to repeat that Peanut and Zelb's produce market is opening this Saturday, March 25th at 1 p.m. to 5 p.m.
6.
6.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. And so now I've visited the Black Farmers Hub a few times. I loved it. Every time I went, I always have a bag of something every time I leave. But I always enjoy the events and experiences there. So will you be bringing some of that to your Norlina store as well?
Absolutely. A lot of the events are part of our nonprofit, which is a statewide program that we have. And we're representing the Soil to Pan program. And a lot of that is about the food ways and the traditional ways, providing cooking recipes, demos, nutritional information, and bringing farmers together so that we can understand what are the needs of the farmers in the community and see how we can build together. That is our goal for the Black Farmers Hub Green Book, and that's, like I said, a statewide program.
So yeah, I feel like, just to interject a little bit, I feel like we're definitely going to bring some of that vibe to Norlina, because once, I hope that when people walk into Black Farmers Hub and any of the spaces that we have, that they feel that family kind of vibe and community vibe whenever they come in. Like, everyone's just welcome. You'll see my daughter working. Our daughter, she's a 10-year-old, but it's definitely a family atmosphere. So everyone is so welcome to come. It's a place where you can come and hang out with your friends. You can come to work. You can come and just relax, read a book, listen to some good music, and just kind of hang out. and just enjoy the space. Like, even though, you know, we say it's peanut and Zelbs, you know, we have a mission of providing food. We also want to provide a place where people feel comfortable as well.
Yeah. And we focus on all the way from maternal health down to the senior citizens. So there's something for everybody when they come to the store.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice vibe. You know, the one in Ross. I know you guys will carry it on to this one in Norlina. Like I said, if I could go every day, I would. If gas would go down just a little bit, I would be there on a regular basis. It's nothing for it but for the cold pressed juices, which are delicious. The very vegan, although I'm not vegan, those desserts are, you wouldn't think it was vegan. Just plain simple, you would think. And so that's also coming, right?
That's
of course.
Okay, all right. I just need to make sure.
She will actually
just need to make sure. So, but yeah, I've always enjoyed going there, so I can't wait till you bring. Oh, okay. Oh, I know you said so. But I was just saying, I can't wait till you bring that back to the Norlina location. So, yeah. Was there anything else you wanted to share? Let us know about.
Well, I would say the products.
Oh yeah, we can talk a little bit about some. Do we have time to talk a little bit about some of the products that we will have?
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll have sea moss, drinks, beverages, dessert, Sweet Delights, Warren County's own Sweet Delights, Hunt's foul poultry, foul play poultry will be here. Eventually we'll have Patrick Brown's produce. A lot of local Black farmers in the north central part of the North Carolina area. What else?
Local honey.
Oh, local honey.
Just an array. And also elderberry, sea moss. I know, you know, some people may not be familiar with some of these items that we may introduce into the community. And that's one of the things that Demetrius really, really specializes in, is educating on different things that kind of keep us healthy, make us healthy. So that's one thing that we will be bringing when we go into a community. And some of the stuff, even I'm like, what is this? But he always lets me know what's it good for, you know, and what to expect, and, you know, how to use it in smoothies and such. And so that's one thing that we will be doing. We will have a tasting also on Saturday. And to be honest, anytime if you come into the store and you're like, what is this? How do I use this? We don't mind opening up a jar and like, here, taste it. Or like, what do you think about it? Or to try some, take some home and try it and let me know how you you know, get along with it. So that's what we're hoping to do.
Oh, one of my dad's favorite, hoop cheese. We'll have hoop cheese, some meats, and anything else?
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Specialty drinks for sure.
Specialty drinks.
Yeah. Yes, definitely a nice assortment.
Absolutely.
A nice assortment.
And a live DJ.
Yeah, Saturday.
Yes, Saturday.
So you asked about some of the things that we have coming up. We're going to be vending at the Ride the Vine bike event on Saturday.
This Saturday,
too. This Saturday as well. So we'll have two things going here in the county, and that's going to be at the Armory. April 1st, of course, we cannot miss on the WARR Community Day event. We will certainly be there for that. And then,
oh yeah, Senator Murdoch. She will represent Black farmers and come visit April the 8th on the hard opening. We're inviting elected officials and Black farmers to come out to support the work that we're doing. And Senator Murdoch will speak on the Black farmers' behalf on that day. So all farmers that are BIPOC farmers, please come out and join us on that day, April the 8th at 3:00. And just want to thank you for inviting us again.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you all, because I've been trying to do this for a while. So I'm so glad that you had time in your schedule to do this. I greatly appreciate it. I think this is the best occasion to do so. You're bringing a very much needed business to the area, so I'm elated. I'm excited. So,
Thank you.
but we definitely got a few comments that were coming in and said this will get me over to Norlina. So that's good.
Come on over.
Then we got some new customers ready, lined up. So, but again, thank you so much for joining me today. If people want more information, where do they go?
They can follow us on our Facebook at Peanut and Zelb's Produce, and
Instagram, same.
And also you can email peanutzelbs@gmail.com if you have any specific questions. And also you can just come by 137 Hyco Street in Norlina and we'll be there.
All right, that sounds good. And I'll make sure I put the links in the description and the comments so everybody will see them too. So, but thank you all so much for joining me today. Thank you for tuning in. If you need any more information about what's going on in Warren County, be sure to follow the Warrenist on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, where else am I? YouTube. I'm just about everywhere. So thank you all for tuning in, and I hope everyone has a wonderful week. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.